Prince Harry has thrown his full support behind Elizabeth Hurley as she takes her place on the witness stand in the explosive High Court trial. The Duke of Sussex sat quietly in the public gallery this Wednesday morning, watching intently while one of his fellow claimants faced intense cross-examination. Elizabeth Hurley, 60, appeared poised yet visibly nervous as she swore the oath and began her testimony against Associated Newspapers. She is one of 7 high-profile figures suing the publisher of the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday for alleged unlawful information gathering. Harry, who completed his own evidence earlier this week, chose to return to Court 76 specifically to support Hurley during her turn. Sources close to the prince say he wanted to show solidarity with everyone sharing the same battle against what he calls intrusive practices. Harry knows exactly how daunting it feels to sit in that witness box, a close friend explained after the session. He felt it was important to be there in person for Elizabeth. Hurley alleges that between 2006 and 2011 the Mail titles used private investigators, blagging and other unlawful methods to obtain private details about her life. She claims stories about her relationships, medical appointments and family matters could only have come from illegal surveillance or deception. Andrew Caldecott KC, counsel for Associated Newspapers, began his questioning firmly. He challenged Hurley on whether she could prove direct knowledge of wrongdoing. He suggested many articles relied on legitimate tip-offs from friends or public sources. Hurley remained composed throughout the first 90 minutes. She answered clearly and calmly, often referring back to specific articles. "I know my own private life and I know how those details were obtained," she stated. At one point she became emotional when describing the impact on her son Damien. The now adult son was a teenager when some of the most invasive stories appeared. Hurley's voice cracked briefly as she recalled his distress at the time. Harry watched from the gallery with a serious expression. He nodded subtly when Hurley spoke about the lasting emotional damage. He took notes during key exchanges and occasionally exchanged glances with Elton John, who was also present to support the group of claimants. When the court broke for lunch, Hurley left the witness box looking drained. She walked past the benches where Harry sat and gave him a small grateful smile. Harry returned the gesture with a quiet nod of encouragement. Outside the courtroom, supporters cheered as Hurley emerged briefly for air. A few shouted, "We're with you, Elizabeth," and "Justice for all claimants." Security quickly guided her back inside to avoid prolonged exposure. The trial has already heard emotional evidence from Prince Harry himself. He fought back tears while describing how Meghan's life became an absolute misery. His testimony set a raw and human tone for the entire proceeding. Hurley's appearance continues that pattern of personal vulnerability. She spoke not just as a celebrity but as a mother protecting her child. The court heard how paparazzi followed Damien to school and social events. Caldecott pressed her on whether she had ever confronted the journalists directly. Hurley replied that she had complained repeatedly through lawyers and PR teams. But the intrusions never stopped, she said with quiet frustration. Harry remained in court for the entire afternoon session. He listened carefully as Hurley detailed specific articles from 2008 to 2011. One story revealed private travel plans that she insists were never public. The prince's presence sent a clear message of unity among the claimants. Elton John, Sadie Frost, Elizabeth Hurley, Baroness Doreen Lawrence and others stand together against what they describe as systematic unlawful conduct. Associated Newspapers continues to deny all wrongdoing. Their legal team insists most information came from legitimate sources. They argue that many claims fall outside the legal limitation periods. The publisher has labeled the overall case historic and speculative. They maintain that responsible journalism was practiced at all times. Cross-examination of Hurley is expected to continue into Thursday morning. After today's session, Harry left quietly through a secure exit. He offered no comment to waiting reporters but looked resolute. His team later confirmed he plans to return for further claimant testimonies. The trial, now in its second full week, has gripped global attention. Every witness account adds new layers to the complex privacy allegations. Millions follow daily updates from inside Court 76. Harry's decision to attend Hurley's evidence personally was widely noted. Many royal watchers called it a powerful show of solidarity. It proves this fight is about more than just his own grievances, one commentator said. Meghan Markle followed proceedings from California with close interest. Friends say she sent messages of support to Hurley before and after the session. She knows how isolating that witness box can feel, a confidant revealed. The couple's children Archie and Lilibet remain shielded from coverage. Daily life in Montecito continues as normally as possible during the trial. Buckingham Palace maintains its long-standing policy of non-engagement. No official comment has been made on Harry's courtroom attendance. The royal household focuses solely on King Charles and the Wales family duties. Public reaction remains sharply divided across social platforms. Supporters praise Harry for standing with fellow victims of intrusion. Critics accuse him of using the trial to settle old scores with the press. Legal analysts say Hurley's evidence could prove pivotal. Her status as a longtime public figure adds weight to the pattern alleged. If she withstands cross-examination strongly, it strengthens the claimant's case. The trial is scheduled to run for at least another 7 weeks. Further testimonies from other high-profile claimants will follow Hurley. Each account builds the larger picture of alleged unlawful practices. Harry's quiet presence in court today spoke louder than any statement. He offered silent support at one of the most vulnerable moments. A fellow claimant facing the same battle he endured earlier this week. Elizabeth Hurley continues her testimony tomorrow morning. She will face further questions designed to test her memory and credibility. Harry is expected to return for parts of the remaining sessions. The High Court privacy action has become one of the most significant media-related trials in recent British legal history. Prince Harry's support for Elizabeth Hurley today underscored the shared human cost at the heart of the dispute. He sat through hours of difficult questions to show he stands with her. A simple act of solidarity that carried profound meaning for all involved. As the trial presses forward, the world watches every development closely. Witness by witness, document by document, truth by truth. Today belonged to Elizabeth Hurley on the stand. And to Prince Harry in the gallery offering quiet strength. The fight for privacy and accountability continues without pause. And in Court 76 this week, solidarity among claimants has rarely